What's up, guys? It's your boy Jamaica here, coming at you with another deck tech. This is my green-white mid-range deck. This deck came to me in a dream. It was really weird. I was just trying to figure out how to beat the best decks in the format, and I want to ask my opinion about it. Since you're watching the video, of course, I want my opinion on it. I guess the best decks are in no particular order: red-white cycling, zombies. Those are like the two big ones off the top of my head. I couldn't really think of more. I had a complete brain fart. I guess High Tide's like a second tier. Red deck's under like the second tier of like really good decks. Um, I think the Green Pawpose decks are actually really good. They're just kind of underplayed, I guess. But it's really just like red white cycling and zombies. I think those are like the big players where you can kind of expect them to play them at some point in the tournament if you're trying to go deep. So I don't know how I got to like green white, honestly, but I think it came from like a couple different things. One came from like random conversations of like, how can we make it auras good? Well, I mean, hexproof guys are really good with that. And then from there, it went from this like weird idea of like me liking planeswalkers a lot in this format still, and then me wanting to play with auras because I think there are some really good auras here. So it came to this. I've been working on it for a bit. I've had some like middling success, but I think overall I think the deck has potential. So maybe this is not like a deck tech where it's like you should go play this deck. Or like I think this is just an idea I'm trying to expand on. And here's the list. I'm gonna run through it right now. Start with the lands. 23 lands. 8 dual lands, Temple, Plenty, and Blossoming Sands. I think Penny Dreadful has been really blessed to have these kind of like scry lands in certain colors. They're just really good. They're just upgrades over the gain lands, although we love the gain lands as well. But green has like not a lot of ways to like library manipulation. There are a couple things. Like I actually cut Sylvan Library. I think it's a bit slow in if I want to beat those top decks. I don't think you have time to play library really. So you need that early sort of interaction. So I think Temple Plane is pretty good. Gavity Township, because you know, green white for green white, this is just like an end game killer. It just eventually like grows all your creatures into a big sort of mess. 4 planes, the rest are forests. Not a ton of white sources, only 12. There's not like a ton of white in this deck. It's actually mostly a base green deck, so we'll see later. Birds of Paradise, Elvish Mystic sort of take over the early game slots. And now we have like kind of like the sticky threats here. The threats I think that will kill the game most likely. Troll Aesthetic, Witch Stalker, and Predator Ooze. Troll Aesthetic has Regenerate. Not a lot of things can like penetrate to regenerate. It's actually really funny. Witch Stalker, just actually a 3/3 Hexproof for 3 with extra text. I think rarely do like the blue black like instance actually comes to play. I mean, there are blue black decks out there. Like there's a blue black mid range deck that's gained a little popularity, but in general, you don't really see a lot from that. Predator Ooze is not as sticky as Troll Aesthetic and Witch Stalker. The main difference being you can bounce this, you can like O-ring this, you can do all sorts of like things to it, but it does have like some like niche use, especially against like red based or even like maybe like white based aggro decks that don't pack like O-rings, where this guy just lives forever. He attacks and he blocks and he just continually grows. Let's get some other cards. The Planeswalker Suite, or more like defensive things. Some are defensive, but mostly defensive. KO gives you hexproof, also just makes a bunch of dudes. A Johnny Greatheart can give you life and actually just like help everyone overall. It's kind of like your extra Gabby Townships. You can't really afford to play like 4 Gabby Townships, especially with like a triple green spell like Predator Ooze. So Johnny Greatheart's really good at that. Also just randomly keys you up. And Vigilance is not like nothing. Vigilance is actually a really good ability. Garrick is pretty much an all-star, probably the best planeswalker in the format right now. It's just kind of like is a solid creature and also a win condition on its own. And the Wanderer is kind of like a planeswalker that we saw all the way back in like season 15 with like the Gates decks. But I think it's actually a really important part of this deck. The thing about like red white cycling that kind of kills you is just getting Lightning Rifted to death or getting Zenith Flare to deck. So just having like a Wanderer out to kind of like stall the game for a bit is really good. Kind of protects your other things for a while. For in the first deck list, I thought I could use like indestructibility to make the Wanderer indestructible, but actually reading the rules and someone told me, Baker told me, but Planeswalkers still get damage taken to them in the form of loyalty counters, and this makes sense now that you think about it. So it still takes damage, and if you have something like indestructibility on it. but they still lose the counters. So it does make sense. It actually does make sense. So it's kind of sad. I think the only way of actually like super protecting Wanderer would be like going to blue, playing Courier's Ward, which gives a permanent hexproof. So I think that's the way to go. Maybe there's like a blue-white version. It's actually better than this. Like Wanderer plus Courier's Ward. It's actually interested. I'd be interested to actually think about that. The rest are like kind of utility cards. Bond of Flourishing. Everything's like a permanent in this deck. So for a while I actually had more Heliod's Pokemon. Now to 1. It might go to 0. I think Bond of Flourishing is really good. It's really good to like kind of bridging the gap between like turns 2 to 4. Gains you life too. Finds a permanent. Kind of like the green Anticipate for the most part. The Heliod's program kind of gets all these like kind of bullet auras. I had the very first list had a bunch of like random auras I was trying out, one of them being indestructibility, but I think I found the 3 best ones. Pariah is I was actually surprised by Pariah. I thought it'd be just kind of like a meme card to put like on a big idiot or like at first I had like Fleecemane Lion, which actually could be in the deck still, which gets indestructible. So you put Pariah, an indestructible creature like Predator Ooze, then you're pretty much like immune from damage for the most part. So basically kills mono red. It kind of just destroys mono red. I don't know if zombies can really deal with it. Zombies can kill Predator Ooze with like Nameless Inversion or like Dark Salvation or whatever. But yeah, that combo's really good. You could also put this on your opponent's creature. So let's say I did this thing as a zombie player. They had about like 10 zombies in play and a lord, and I had a bunch of guys, and like the only way they could kill me is by attacking me, obviously, because it's what zombies do. So I put my Pariah on their lord. So it basically like fogs for a turn, and it's actually really hilarious how that actually works out. So like all the damage goes to their creature, and then I can like swing back for the wins. It was really funny. But yeah, I think it's actually a really solid overall decent card. And in a white deck that green-white deck doesn't have a lot of removal, Pariah is actually pretty decent. Armadillo Cloak is kind of just like a catch-up card when you're kind of behind, and it's best on like one of the hexproof creatures where you need to gain a bunch of life and kind of start pushing through damage so it gets trampled. The Armadillo Cloak is a trigger. It's not exactly lifelink, so when the creature deals damage, there's a trigger that goes on, and then you gain the life afterwards if the trigger resolves. So it's a lot different from just actual lifelink, because when lifelink happens, damage happens all at once, and you gain the life. This actually happened in a couple random matches I've watched with Armadillo Cloak, where you needed the damage to come through to gain the life back for the exchange, but the trigger, and then you die, so it's fine. And Joke Destiny is just kind of a meme card, honestly. But I mean, a sick curve would be like, turn 3, turn 2 Hexproof Guy, turn 3 Angelic Destiny. How do they win? How the heck do they win? But no, it's a pretty good card. It's another sort of evasive card, just like Armadillo Cloak. Gives flying, first strike, +4/+4. And then it kind of comes back and the creature dies, which is kind of hard to do. These creatures are kind of hard to kill. But it's there. I mean, the only thing that really kills all these creatures, minus Predator, is just like a Wrath effect. But even the Troll Set can like regenerate the Wrath effect, so... I might need more auras. I mean, this deck kind of like diverges into 2 different ideas. One being the Planeswalker suite, one being like the Hexproof suite. I think the Hexproof suite is just a bit stronger. And you can just play like green white Hexproof, but I like the Planeswalkers too. I think they really add a different dimension to the deck. Sideboard's pretty focused on, I think, the meta in general. Black red creatures decks will die to the Celestial Purge. Basically, it's just an overall extra removal spell you can use against like enchantments or just Planeswalkers. Return to Nature. You always need a disenchant, I think, at some point. Master Your Scenes against like control decks. Parallax Wave and Worship are also versus creature decks. Just kind of like, I think one of the weaknesses of this deck is actually decks that go really wide really fast. So having a Parallax Wave is really nice. I chose Parallax Wave over something like a Wrath, like Planar Outburst or whatever, because of Bond of Flourishing. Because it's a permanent that you can find. Same with Worship. Worship's also really good if you have like a troll plus a worship. They can't really kill it. It's really hard. So they can kill the worship versus can kill you. So you can kind of get your baubles together at that point. Then Rule of Law is kind of an anti-storm card, mostly against like High Tide, things like that. I think one thing I'm really soft to out of the sideboard is something like a Hermit Druid deck or something like that. Because I'd have no like mass graveyard hate, but I think those decks are kind of out of favor, at least in the tournament scene. I'll be playing leagues today, but if I find that Hermit Druid deck, I'll just like lose to it. You can't sideboard for everything. It's really hard. It's actually really hard. If you wanted to, I guess you could like trim some Celestial Purges and Return to Natures for like Soul Guide Lanterns, I guess. But sideboards are just all about meta and like what you think. I think this is the most broadest sideboard I can. I think I'm mostly trying to beat creature decks. and some control decks and just lose to some combo decks. I'm totally fine with it, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna play the league today. 5 rounds of green white goodness. So come along with me on my adventure. Hopefully this deck's actually good. Yeah, we got a match with the Penny white man deck. I'm gonna keep this hand. I can turn 3 Witch Doctor, not really a turn 3 Ooze. Or turn 2 Ooze, but you know, it's good enough. I forgot to mention another thing that kind of another thing that kind of kills this deck is Edicts. But I mean, Edicts are not a big deal. If you have a Teo, you're kind of protected against Edicts. So all like the Planeswalkers kind of cover each other, cover the creatures. It's actually pretty bug deck. Fine. Just play the Boston's. Erebos Dimension is not really great to see with my Predator Ooze, so they definitely have like minus effects to kind of take care of that. So I think Witch Stalker is going to be the play. Maybe like a bug control deck. So maybe this thing is not going to resolve. I kind of want this to resolve with the Predator Ooze, so I'm going to maybe drawing a lot of lands. One of the weaknesses of this deck is drawing a bunch of lands. You need to play a bunch, but you also need them to not like come around like this. You don't have like a ton of manipulation, just a couple of like Bond of Flourishing. That's why I didn't like Sylvan Library when I thought about it, because you can kind of get like library locked in a sense where you're just like seeing the same couple of cards because you're kind of just pushing lands at the bottom and seeing things on top. You're not really like getting most anywhere. I had to guess. I think they're playing like Sultai Reclamation or something like that. What it looks like. The first like reasonable test to this deck. I don't know. The builds of this deck are really awkward to me. They don't have like a lot of ways of killing me. And that could produce a ton of like ridiculous threats. But they could also have a bunch of answers in the form of like skill teachings. Like this guy is like, you know, not as sticky as I think. Jam the Witch Stalker. Another card that's actually really, really good against me is Consume the Meek. A really strong card against this deck. Especially since it has a Do Not Regenerate clause. Or they're probably gonna get Consume the Meek, but like I said, I have this Ooze, which kind of survives that, so something will live. This is actually good. This is a good sequencing for me because they're gonna get something in response. They should have done it at the end step. So now I'm not gonna play the birds. And the next turn's kind of like taken from like it's just a 1-for-1, basically. So I can just sandbag the creature for a bit. Yeah, but this is the card that really kind of bones me. It kills both like Troll Aesthetic and Witch Stalker pretty well. Of course, they need the land to do it. Although with Wilderness Reclamation, they have at least like 8 mana available to them, at least on their main turn. On their turn. Like I think on paper it looks good, but it just doesn't have the results. I think I don't know. I don't really know what they lose to. If I had to guess, like maybe like fast aggro decks are kind of a pain, but if they get control of a game, they can just really like take over. It just takes a while, and I think it's a combination of like, you know, when you're playing MTGO, it's a lot of mana, by the way. When you're on MTGO, you have to remember that this is a chess clock. It's a lot different from real Magic, air quotes. You really need to like think fast, think quickly, especially if you're a control deck, and that's kind of hard to do as a control player. You're not given the luxury all the time, which is like sitting and thinking for a minute. So you gotta move. The turn's over here. If you don't have a land drop, you gotta move a little bit. You can't be like dawdling. This is like precious time wasted. Oh, they're also just talking in the chat. I don't really read MTGO chat, but I think they just mentioned how, oh, this is indestructible, so consuming's not gonna kill this. Like, yeah, I know. But I don't know. Magic is a very social game. Okay, they're gonna factor fiction with their first untap step. Another reclamation, a couple of growth spirals. Triple reclamation would be kind of annoying to deal with, honestly. So I'm gonna give him like manipulation or just, I think they'll, I don't know, I think they'll take this. I think they don't need another reclamation, so maybe they take, maybe, I don't know, that was bad. Okay, they took another reclamation. Anyways, what was I saying about talking? Yeah, you just gotta move. Especially for a controller, you just gotta move, you know? You can't be like bothered of just like talking. You gotta go. We gotta go, you know? They didn't pop off the consume, that's interesting. Or they could have even like flashback teachings for something. Like, this is not like a terrible crazy clock. Yeah, you consume. Alright. Okay. I could play a pariah on this, that'd be really funny, but I think they just find like a bounce spell. Or like another Erebos' intervention, something like that. I mean, they've tapped out, I might as well do something. They have like, I think a Sign of Oblivion's not legal. I'll just pariah my guy, I guess. I guess. Oh. Not doing anything. It's not gonna do anything else. This deck with like maybe 1 to 2 creatures max. So I'm not gonna kill anything. They gotta deal with this before they gotta deal with me. So that's another good thing about Pariah. Just like all the other things like are distractions. Everything's like a big distraction. And meanwhile, I'm killing what's random. They have 2 cards left, but they do have Mystical Teaching, so you know the world's their oyster at this point. They should really just use the teachings. They have so much mana at this point. There's no reason to not teachings here. Like, if anything, I would just float all my mana and I would just do this. Yeah, you could do this now and then figure it out. This is where the deck's really good. They teach for teachings. I agree. Alright, 2 untap steps. Definitely bringing in the disenchants here. And the Banishing Lights. This is definitely a Banishing Light matchup. Not really a Pariah matchup. Yeah. I figure out what the teaching for. You just do it first. I think, especially when you're in this spot, you're good at teachings. We know you're good at teachings. And then you look. And then you go figure it out. Precious time is being wasted. Alright. They teachings for another teachings. Okay, I'm just wheel spinning at this point. But this is fine. If you have a ton of mana, you might as well. They got an intervention. That's C, so yeah, they had another one. You don't have to do this now, but I guess you might as well. Like, you could just like feign a counterspell. But this means I know my next card's good. Heliod's Pilgrim. Getting Angelic Destiny is not super great, but it's like gonna stay in my hand for a bit, so I can just kind of Angelic Destiny something. Knowing they're tapped out, I know it's good for now. You could just have to get exiled if this has to like not go back to my hand. They have 2 cards left. They're kind of out. I mean, they have a bunch of teachings in their graveyard, so they've got like stuff to do. They're not without stuff. Like a flashback of teachings here. They have 1 card, so it's like they have like 3 cards in their hand, so they could find an answer to this Heliod's program. I don't think it's a big deal. But for every answer they find, it's like something else. Another answer I will have later. Okay, there's 1 of the flashback teachings. They got another teachings, okay. So I think it's like the last one, pretty much. They're casting this teachings. At some point, they really can't. They have to like find answers for everything. At some point, they can't really tutor for their win condition. So I feel pretty good. Actually, honestly, I feel pretty decent. If I don't keep, if I stop drawing lands, I think I feel good. Right, they find a Sultai Charm, which will kill a mono-colored creature. So, fine, I get the Angelic Destiny back in my hand. Although now it's susceptible to like 2-for-1s if I don't have like a thing. Okay, they disenchanted the Sultai Charm. That's probably better. Or with the Sultai Charm, these are disenchanted. More of a module effect. Flashing back one of the teachers. Gets back to Fairy. The Fairy is actually really annoying. It doesn't actually die to the exile effect of the Wanderer. But my deck's mostly sorcery speed, so the flash mechanic or the sorcery only mechanic's not really like important to me. Una. Okay, Una dies to the thing. Alright, I have so many lands. So many mana sources. Kind of, like I said, it's kind of a bad part about this deck. But that's green-white. That's green in a nutshell. Sometimes you just draw a bunch of lands. The Una resolving is going to be really annoying, especially with all the lands. I might just concede to the Una. I don't want them to see my deck, but my deck is like... If you research, I mean, it's pretty known. Not really. I mean, known, but... Doing my thing. I'll take this 3. Alright, no attack. Worried about the 1 card in my hand. Yeah, like this Una is just like ridiculous. If they activate the ability at all, I'm just gonna. They should just. I mean, the game is here. You just flow all your mana and just a billion guys. You should just be milling me with Azuna. I do like 0 counter spells. That's really interesting. They have 2 mana up for something. Just for the sake of like not wanting to show information. Also, I have no way of beating that. Alright, let's bring in the Return to Natures, the Banishing Lights, the Masteries of the Unseen. And I'm gonna cut some cards. Pariah is not very good, so Hela's Program's a bit worse as well. You're not finding a lot of auras. I still like Armadillo Cloak. I think it's fine. It might not be the best card, honestly, in this match. It might be the cut. Let me think about it for a second. I like all the Planeswalkers. I think they're pretty decent. Maybe I just cut Armadillo Cloak. Maybe I just cut all the auras. That kind of make like the Hexproof guys a lot worse though. Let's see. Angelic Destiny is fine. You have like a bit infinite creature with this card, so. Wanderer is not as good. There's not like it does kind of exile Una, but I don't think it's that good in general. It's mostly there for like red based decks. Maybe I just cut the Wanderer. I like Teo. I think Teo is fine against like Edict effects. Maybe like Duresses or something like that. But I can see myself cutting one. Alright, maybe I'll cut like a Cloak and a Teo. Yeah, I think it's just. Yep, I think I'm like thinking of like Master of Unseen. It's like a mini Planeswalker on its own as well. So try this. I think my best bet of winning is like early Hexproof guy into like Angelic Destiny. I only have one in the deck. Sultai is like a really good color combination where Black Hand's really awkward. I'm actually gonna mulligan. This is a bit better. I can keep this. I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Sultai is a really good color combination where it kind of covers a lot of bases. You have green for disenchant, you have blue for countermatch, you have black for removal. So Mana's a little weird, but you get like Temple to Malady and like kind of dual lands, and you have Vivids as well, so I think it's a good overall color combination. I'm gonna slam it's Unseen. That'll be pretty decent. Once I get to 4 mana, it's a good like mana sink as well. Yeah, I really need to resolve this Witch Stalker. If I draw a 3rd land, I mean it's Witch Stalker time. Okay. I'm just gonna hold up Mana Leak. Now I want to hit land drops, and I want to hit land drops, I won't. Oh, I did. Alright. Trying to prove me wrong. Any card will do. Troll Aesthetic. I'll put that on the bottom. I have enough like kind of sticky threats right now. I feel like just gonna get Intervention, but they might save it for my oozes. Part of me thinks they're not playing counter magic, but I think I'd be daft to not believe that. They use their last green source to play this Welcomation. It's gonna be pretty great against Banishing Light. I can Banishing Light it, and they out of green. That'd be pretty nice. They're gonna go for it. Okay. Hopefully, they don't have a counter spell for my Banishing Light, but this resolves. I think it'll be in pretty decent shape. I don't agree with this. You want to use your flash. You don't. There's no point to doing this. Like, I don't know. You just give a lot of information. I only have to deal with like a man. If I draw a land, I know mainly I'm good against Mana Leak here. Not something like a cancel. Okay, they're just tapping out. Awesome. Thanks. I get to banish like this thing. Okay, I drew a 4th land. Yeah, so I mean, maybe they just don't have counter magic. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of the Reclamation. It gives them a ton of mana. Like the linchpin of their deck. Now they're out of green mana. Without like a temple or whatever source. Alright, never mind. That was fun. That's fun while it lasted. Assuming my opponent is playing counter magic, I think I'll just play the ooze. They're both good threats on their own, but I think ooze is a bit stronger. Though they get teachings here, they can totally get something like an intervention. They felt very afraid of it. Once in future, not bad. They don't have to like triple green to get a bunch of stuff. What does it do? Okay, so you get 1 in your hand and 1 on top, and instead you would get right. Be reasonable, but I have the return to nature, so I can just kind of nuke it back. What's the future is pretty interesting. But it does exile. Did that exile? Oh, no, got one's a future. It does exile itself, right? Okay. It's a weird effect to have in like most of these like cards are just mostly like blue based. I guess there's like stuff like regrowth. They're really like kind of super regrowth for double mana. They definitely can't like cast triple green. They can't. They don't have the adamant spell for this, but they could definitely get something back if they felt like it. I think you're definitely looking for Sultai Charm to get rid of this. So probably just Sultai Charm the mastery right now, which gives me a shot at the wilderness. If I draw a land, it'd be pretty long land. This. So they have the mystical teachings back, so I mean this thing is probably not long for its world. See, they have another intervention in their deck. They showed 2. in their main deck, so I'm sure they have another one waiting. They can also get like another ones in future, I guess, to get back Reclamation. It's actually pretty good. I haven't seen that. Or maybe they just have the one. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, main phase teachings. It's not that bad to kind of just like play your spells outright. But I don't know. I'd like having a little bit of mystery. You know. Alright, one card left. They have a teachings in their graveyard, so essentially two. I am out of stuff to do. Okay, there's a Johnny. We'll just play my Witch Stalker for now. Kind of one of the bad sides about green white. You don't have, like I said, outside of like Sylvan Library, Bond of Flourishing, there's not a lot of library manipulation. Main phase Factor Fiction. Hmm. I just give him lands or spell like card drawing spells, I guess. I don't know. I think the Factor Fiction is actually more threatening right now than anything. I'll just give him this. Yes. They took the 3. They value Reclamation over everything else. They do have a teachings in their graveyard, so I guess the world is their oyster. So their hands open to the sea. This. It's awkward. I really want to actually resolve this Johnny. That. I feel like they could just like tutor for like a negate or whatever. Pull down. Like this thing should not be living. They have teachings up, and if they don't have an edict or consume the meek, then it should be dead. They could even like if they had a reclamation, they have enough mana to maybe tutor for like a Lockmere Serpent, something like that. Be pretty good at this point. So now they actually, this is kind of so weird. So now they actually have the ability to do this on my end step. They've actually triggered my Witch Stalker, but I'm sure it's just not gonna live. They'll just get, oh, they get teachings. Okay, they have enough mana to do all this. They have the Omen. I'm not even looking at their scry. I don't really care at this point. The game is slowly being lost. And without threats. Okay. Through the Una. Going to be a very annoying threat. If you have like a Teferi out, you can actually tutor for creatures with mystical teachings. That's actually really funny. So that's a reason why people put Teferi. Alright, mill 11. I don't know what they're choosing. What did they choose? They chose green. They hit all green creatures, which is actually insane. What did I lose? My deck's mostly green, so it's actually not a bad name. I don't think I'm beating the Una, honestly. I don't have like Wrath effects in my deck, and I get milled for the rest of my. Maybe I just get milled, so yeah. I needed like an O-ring right there, and then maybe I can like fight through all this, but yeah, I just needed something to kill the Una. Alright, getting the match for their A Dreadful green-white deck. I'll try this. The draw a bit slow, but you know, we'll see. Since I have like a tap land in play, I think it's always good that if I have like a green white tap land, I think it's just defensible to keep because you're really in just one white source. Enclave Mentor. Okay, so maybe like a proliferate style deck thing. Pariah is really good against stuff like that, hopefully. Life equal to its power. Okay. So a Selesnya show off here. Go down. Go down. Wildwood Scourge. Okay, so it grows with this. Okay, oh god. Be really annoying. Really annoying card. Okay. I'm gonna play a Witch Stalker. Think about my life choices for a second. I kind of want to pariah something, but I think I'd rather get this to be huge and then wander it. Something huge. That's just more wide than anything. Huh. I could pariah something for a turn. Be kind of funny. I want to outlast this. Maybe just a Johnny roll down, hold up blockers for a bit. It would just kind of fog the game for a little bit. Yeah, maybe I'll just play the Johnny. Sure. Gotta get in with the birds. Deep Forest Tournament in general is really good. Great with Gavany if they draw one. Gavany actually seems pretty amazing in this deck. I don't see this deck playing no less than 4 Gavanys. All these guys are going after a Johnny here. They eat one of them. Planeswalkers is also really good at just soaking damage like that. It's actually pretty amazing. Soul of the Accord. It's just like a green-white just stuff deck. Huh? The Gavany. I really want to like pariah something. I think this is the turn to pariah something. And I don't know what though. The problem is what is the scary part? I think it's the Conclave Mentor, because if they draw a Gavany Township, it's gonna be really terrible, so I pariah this. And just hang out. I should have just played the Blossoming Sands before playing the land. My initial plan was just to Gavany a bunch, but I really wanted to play this pariah. On second thought. So, okay, they drew the Gavany. So they really can't attack me before killing off their mentor, but they can get really huge, somehow kill their mentor, then kill me. So, there's a plan I can see happening. So I think like they can actually attack my planeswalkers instead. Instead of me, so the pariah doesn't help against that. Pretty sure that's how it works. Because this Wildwood Scourge is gonna be annoying, not gonna lie. So maybe I have to like bait an attack with my first Wanderer. No, hold on, let me just wait. I could use the Wanderer to start picking off creatures, you'll see how. Because if they don't draw anything to kill the pariah, they can't attack. Unless they just sacrifice a mentor. Okay, everything gets doubled. The Scourge gets huge. It's just... They need to kill a Scourge. It's all been leading up to kill a Scourge. The 2020. Because I can't just like throw the Wanderer in there and just like have it die. Vivian's Arcbow, okay. They don't have any cards in this card, so not bad. So, they're sacrificing a creature here. Sacrificing, they're basically their man. They kind of have to get rid of anything. Um, this. Do I keep the birds around? Yeah. I mean, might as well. This is a free attack. Oh yeah, they have Gaff. This is fine. Yes, I don't know. It's dumb. This is dumb of me. They get so dumb. Like, I'm not thinking about these interactions. Like, even if I kill this, I think the game's just over. KO. KO doesn't really do much. Yeah, even if like I kill this, the game's actually just over. Again, it's one of those like terrible matchups where like they're just going wide really hard. So okay. Bring in the Warships, Parallax Waves. Expansion, just extra removal. The Wanderer, while it seemed fine, wasn't super good. Teo's not going to be good in this matchup. I'm just looking to assemble like Pariah Facet to kind of buy some time. Looks good. I guess the Wanderer is just extra removal, so we can keep that. He all seems pretty decent. I kind of need. Man, this is hard. This is kind of a hard cut. I really don't know what to cut. Okay, you kind of need because you kind of need a bunch of creatures that make worship good, but you can't need all these permanents. I guess just like shave like some stuff. I don't know. You're not really sure. Might be just bringing in too many things. This is tough. Because my first instinct was actually cut like a bunch of Eldritch Mystics, but I'm bringing so many 4 drops where I need the acceleration. But it's I don't like I don't like sideboarding. Sometimes I have to like when my decks are really good, I know exactly what to bring in and bring out. So maybe I just shave a couple. I shave some random cards. Which Planeswalker is the worst out of all you? Since I'm cutting cards, maybe it's just the Ajani. I don't know. Vengeance is pretty good. I think I want the max amount of removal, so I'm gonna just give it Ajani. Try this. See if it works out. But yeah, this is not like an ideal matchup, especially with like deep forest hermits. I guess. I mean, I can just troll worship them here, or troll destiny them. Top, I guess. Finds lands. Slap down the troll aesthetic. Maybe get a destiny down and start piling through. This deck might be just better as Karuna Hexproof with all the dumb planeswalkers. Although I think Teo is the best one in this. In that sort of like scenario, I think Teo is really good. Yeah, I could banish like this if I want to. I don't really care. So if I find another land, then I'm just going. We're going to the skies here. No one can stop me either. Okay, Johnny Goldwing. That might have to get banishing lit. No, if I draw a land here, I just find my destiny here. Awkward. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna have to banishing light it. I cannot like leave it on the battlefield. It's just gonna give them so much value, especially with the Phantom Nomad, which prevents damage. So it's a really annoying threat. But, I mean, if it gets bigger, then I can exile it with the Wanderer. That's why I wanted to keep them in. Kind of like green-white proliferate style deck. Or counters deck, if you, whatever you want to call it. Oh no, I don't have internet. My internet's going down. Alright, pause video. Ah, the joys of disconnects. So I made it back just in time, I think. And I've actually tethered my phone to my laptop, and now this you're looking at this, so it might the art might catch up for a second. I really don't know. They played a Glare Subdual, which is not really good against me. Because I have a bunch of trolls. They're attacking with this guy. I don't know why. Why would they do that? Oh, it's flies, that's why. It's so weird to see. This is weird. So this is gonna happen. This is the only thing that's gonna happen. Like, you're trying to deal with this. Because my phone internet's spotty, but I mean, I wanted to keep this going for the sake of the video. So, yeah, good luck. Good luck, YouTube. You'll try to imagine all this. Oh, this is already going to be a great deck tech. Okay, I guess I'm going to play Bond of Flourishing. Find a land here, another green source. Here's the forest. Things I do. Gotta make some tap out. It doesn't really matter. Generate, because it just loses a counter, but they'll gain it back with the Gavany. Dusk. Be good. Actually perfect, because it just like do with them there. Okay. Getting outplayed everywhere. Play another troll. Now I have the worship online, so we could stall this game for a bit. I just play this worship. Oh, you're good. Or he's telling me the internet is now back. I wonder if I could like switch very suddenly. I don't think that's worth right now. Worship. Troll worship is online. I mean, they need to have like a disenchant effect. Conclave Mentor, the guy that pumps things. This is so awkward. Alright, Gavany, you got a lot of guys. Sadly, the Birds of Paris get really big, so if I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna have to kill it. Wave. Wave was really good at that. Alright, here's the Troll Ascetic. Okay. Ooh, that picture came back randomly. My internet's catching up a little bit. My phone internet, that is. I will go to 1. Alright. Oh, pictures of Slogan getting downloaded. Really good. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with my internet here. I'm just gonna try to keep it as is. See, no, pictures are back. Alright, so the Troll Ultra plan was pretty decent. That's all I kind of want to do. Get some more of a control deck, trying to like buy some time till the end game. Maybe I want Bond of Flourishing back. Probably better than just the Mystics. Alright. Oh, pictures are back. Alright, this is a mulligan. My internet's caught up a little bit. I can keep this. This could be okay. I'll cut the Wanderer for now. Yeah, I just had to get it going as fast as I could, so sorry YouTube people for the weirdness, but that's what kind of happens sometimes. The things I do. The things I do to try to get a complete video. Because I didn't want to, like, no one wants to just kind of see you go down to internet woes, do you? Who would? Why would you be a hate watcher otherwise? Saying, I think I'm gonna play the Witch Stalker. Go with the hexproof plan. Witch Stalker and Armadillo Cloak seems like a good time. Although they did show Dusk, which is pretty interesting. Very interesting card to bring into your deck. You can only play it at a very certain time. Because eventually your cards get really huge. Not super worried about the Scourge here. I do have the Banishing Light. All I want to do is attack a bunch. Okay, so I could just Pilgrim it up and maybe find another Armadillo Cloak. Maybe a Pariah. I don't know. Pariah for the Ooze. Into Nature. Okay. They brought in Disenchants, so glad they used it there. I'd get a Pariah out and just put it on my Ooze. Might be a better way of just kind of like living. Alright, so they have their like payoff card, but they don't have any like enablers, so I feel decently. Through the Destiny, I don't have a second white source. Feels like a free attack. He's a hermit, okay. I can't attack anymore. Ooze holds back all this. Alright, so I'm gonna get a Pariah. This Pilgrim. And then the Ooze is gonna go to town. Hopefully they don't have another Disenchant. Another Disenchant would be really annoying, because I'm going to attack with the Ooze. I just hope they play their last card, so it's like, I know this is safe. Okay. They saw the Pariah, and I guess it was over. A little scuffed in the middle, but got there with the sideboard. Alright, got another match with the Penny Dreadful green-white deck. Internet connections are stable again. So, be well getting this hand. I shall be keeping this. Oh my god, actually it's all mana. I'll keep. I'll get rid of a Mystic. Ugh. I'm gonna try to see if I draw an untapped Forest here, because I want to turn to Ooze, so I'll go with turn 1 Birds. Actually, honestly, I'll go with the Elvish Mystics. If I don't, I just want the optimal thing. So it's the min-maxing that I'm interested in. Cool Craft Exemplar. Okay, another aggro matchup. Predator Ooze plus Pariah is the play. find it. So maybe instead of attacking now, I'll just play two things. Maybe they're playing Tempered Steel, I had to guess, or some sort of artifact-based deck. Obviously, Exemplar is a big signal flare for that. Spinethopter, okay. We are Tempered Stealing. Ooze is a really good blocker against the Toolcraft. Good on lands, thank you. Alright. If I draw Pariah, I don't know if I could lose this game. I actually don't know. Unless they play like O-Rings, main deck. A lot of white decks don't do that. But Pariah seemed pretty nice. I have a lot of mana, so even like a Helios program is really good. Point. Groundworker. All that glitters, okay. I don't know if I'm chumping yet. I think I'll take the first hit, and then I can chump later. I'll take the first hit for now. No reason I wanted 7 mana. Like 6, 7 is like there's no difference. There's a Garrick. I guess I'll roll up. They definitely have enough creatures to kind of block. Oh, let me roll down. I don't know. I want to block the worker. Yeah, now I definitely want to protect the Garrick here. So I will be blocking if they attack it. They might not even care. They might just attack me. I think the beast is really good against like a Tempered Steel. Okay, Stram's Expertise into Tempered Steel would be really, really annoying. Okay, that's the curve. We're doing it. Base. Okay. Here, I'll block this. We're gonna put the module counter on that. But yeah, I definitely need to draw like a pilgrim or something to like keep me alive. Okay, they're putting it on a servo. Interesting. Another ooze. That doesn't really help out. Alright, one more shot at living. Okay, like I don't know why those pictures didn't show up. I was like, my internet's fine now. I resolved that. Okay. More 3/3s. I just double block this guy. I don't really don't know. Probably not a good idea. They're probably just attacking everyone. Maybe it doesn't matter because like my only real out is like a thing anyway. I'm just gonna die next turn. So no one's attacking the Garrick, right? Okay, so I have a lot of mana in play. So yeah, I think this is fine. My outs are the same, so it's like I might as well just get these big. My out is basically like Pariah at this point. Alright. That was a good start. That was a very good curve for my opponent. Not gonna lie. Okay, we'll just bring all the anti-creature stuff plus Return to Nature, which is probably better than Banishing Light. Had to be weird. Tail doesn't seem very good. Wanderer seems fine against like all that glitters. Maybe just like cutting all this. Maybe that's just the play, to cut all this. Cut one more card. The Wander might actually be a bit slow for this matchup. I don't know. Well, outside of like all that glitters, most of their stuff ends at like +3. So I'm gonna cut a Wander. See if this works out. It is kind of awkward to cut the Mystics, but I think there's no other cut. I just don't think I have another cut. Sure. Roll into Armadillo Cloak seems fine. Pretty like standard turn. I'm just gonna Armadillo Cloak this guy and attack. That's it. That's all I got. Alright, this is what I got. Next turn I get the Bond for a bunch of lands. Kind of gain some more life. I first saw this card in season 15 with the Gun Sacrifice deck. It's pretty good, honestly. It just does a lot of things. Not sure how they beat this without like the Seal of Cleansing or whatever. I didn't see much of my deck. I played a bunch of like things, but not too much afterwards. Played a bunch of mana. I guess all they can do is race. Enclave Tribunal, that's pretty decent. But it means to get another turn in. I just played the Ooze. Block. I'll draw Pariah. I don't know how they. I don't know. I mean, they're showing Tribunals now, so we'll see. Tribunal is pretty good against Ooze. Right, that's pretty decent. I would like to draw a Parallax Wave at some point. Alright, let's bond. Worship. We'll take Worship. Bond again. There's a Cloak. I'll take Cloak. Okay, so my next turns are kind of set up for a little bit. Of course, they could just Tribunal the Worship. They are in a white deck, so it's not the end-all be-all. I'm gonna hang out. I have a very comfortable life total, but maybe I could have attacked the Ooze. It is kind of unkillable. Etched Champion, sure. I need this Worship to get down quickly. Yeah, any removal for the Worship is probably going to be game. Or the removal of all my creatures, and somehow they... theirs. They could block with the Etched Champions, not a big deal. My goal is just to get it bigger. Right? Right, I'm at 2. It's a pretty decent draw. It'll buy me some time. You don't have a lot of time with worship. I do want to take that out. So yeah, I think my next goal is just to Armadillo cloak up the ooze and just kind of start getting in for some life. Okay. Okay. So they're just top decking at this point. They can definitely kill the Wanderer if they feel like it. We'll cloak up this ooze. They still take some trample damage. They still gain some life, which is pretty important. So yeah, they draw a removal spell for the worship. I'm pretty much dead. So I'm just trying to race that. Interesting. Attack. Might be able to kill them here. 5. No, only 5. Actually, works. For this, I get back my Armadillo Cloak, I put it on this thing. Attach it to my ooze, and then actually wait, they go to 1. What am I doing? I can't do math today. I just cannot do math. But I gain a bunch of life, which is really so this is the cool thing about double Armadillo Cloak. They're 2 triggers. So I just gained a bunch of life. But even if they destroy the warship here, I'm still fine. I'm still actually really fine here. So yeah, maybe that was secretly a good play. Where I thought it was a bad play. Like wait, I was like, this is good. Like, wait, this is bad. Like, no, this is good again. Maybe I want banishing lights. Maybe I just want like max removal. I guess I do. The Wanderer was actually kind of clutch there, but I think banishing light is a bit more versatile. Got a bond, even though it helped me like buy some. Maybe I just got a Najani instead. I really like Bond of Flourishing. I think Stars were really good. Sorry, I had to respond to something. Oh, I can keep this hand. Worship seemed pretty good there. I'll try it one more time. I have a removal spell for any random stuff. Responding to him. Alright, a reasonable curve out here. A Witch Stalker into Angelic Destiny now. No one drop for my opponent. It's a bit of a slower start. I'll play the Temple here, yeah. I don't want to draw any more lands at this point. Ooze seems not bad. I can keep that. Another sticky threat to with the worship. I think I'll go Witch Stalker and Angelic Destiny. It's even more of like a nuisance for my opponent, I believe. What's not gonna suck to not get rid of this Tempered Steel, but other Spine Thopter instead. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Witch Stalker to start. Alright, perfect, like, return to nature target. Like, they're... Maybe I just play the Worship here. If they have a Disenchant, though, I think I'm dead, so... Actually, ooh, this is actually kind of interesting. Alright, let me gain a life. I'm just gonna attack, and, like, if they play another Ultimate Glitters on their guy... I mean, if they're smart, they'd go wide here, but I just want to return to nature something this turn. They're attacking, so I'm just gonna totally destroy targeted artifact here. Maybe a bunch of life. If they had something like a Karametra's Blessing, that'd be insane. Or something that attacks artifact creatures, that'd be like so insane. I would just give them the match right there. I wouldn't, but I think they're literally just holding something for like a tribunal. So I'm gonna go with the Destiny. Just send to the skies. Oh, I'm an angel. Hallelujah. Mythic rares are funny. They just have tons of text. Oh, they had Sundering Growth. Okay. That's why I wanted to bait that out for the Worship. I know I'm not going to die next turn, so I think that was a really cool play. Now, hopefully the Worship sticks, though. If the Worship doesn't stick, then I'm in some trouble. Potentially. They haven't played any other creatures, which is really interesting. They didn't have mana for, like, Conclave Tribunal, even though they already had it with the Spine Thopter. But they definitely want to be, like, on the offensive here. As the race stands, I'm still doing pretty decent. Honestly, I could just play 2 creatures and probably be good. Alright, Expertise, and what else you got? That's it, nothing. I feel like they're holding, like, another effect. Actually, I'm gonna attack. I think this is a really good attack. If they try to trade 3 for 1, I feel like my chances are go up high. Like, really high. Okay, they're chumping. That's even better. I feel like it's even better for me. So I'm gonna play an Ooze, I'm gonna play a Troll. I'm gonna pass. And then next turn Worship is on. So hopefully it buys me some time. But my forces are actually quite strong right now. The only thing that really would suck is like a Tempered Steel. Glass Casket for the Ooze. Okay. One of the few targets. I mean, other than outside like a Bird's. And all that glitters. Okay. I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead! No, they drew the 2 perfect cards. No. So sad. This is actually sad. Glass Cask. Oh. Oh. What a top deck. I don't know. Ugh. Maybe I should have played the Worship. I don't know. That's such a like a Finkel Kibler moment from maybe I should have played the Galvan. Maybe I should have played the maybe I should have blocked with the Wolf. Oh well. Hindsight 2020. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Can say oh well more. Oh well. Alright, we got another match with a Pain Dreadful Reed White mid-range deck. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm gonna whisper for the entire match. I won't. I will not whisper actually. Oh, it's already mulliganing to 5. Not a good start. Cloud Post. Okay. Might not go well, depending on how well my opponent draws. Birds. Next turn I'll play 2 things. I use a temple to try to find a threat. Well, I can make my own threats now with the Armadillo Cloaks. This looks like to be already a good mold to 5. They've already got like a bunch of mana in play. I will too. Looking for a creature here. Bottom that. I can find it whenever I want. Wow. This is, I mean, if they have anything to do, it's pretty good. Alright, Gavany. Gavany's a good way of making these meteor creatures a lot better. I got nothing. I got nothing else to do, so I might as well just do this. I'd like to end this game sooner than later, before they start playing some gigantic thing. So it looks like mono green Cloud Post. They found a green source of mana, so they could definitely just play something huge. Here, okay, Hour of Promise seems pretty nice. It's like double Cloud Post, maybe Cloud Post, Glimmer Post. I'd probably get double Cloud Post, honestly. I need to end this game very quickly. I think this deck is a little susceptible to flyers. As it's just most green decks are, so I'm gonna have to end this game really quickly. Ooze is not the end all be all. Do play stuff like Duplicant, so not like that great, but I will play it. And I have like the fastest start, but the deck doesn't really like have super fast starts. So the fastest start is something like turn 2 Hexproof Guide and turn 3 Angelic Destiny. Alright, Sylvan Scrying probably gets a Glimmer Post. Or Sanctum of Ugin, yeah, that's fine too. Tutors for another creature. 15 mana. They only need 10. They play this like Artisan and Kozilek. Most likely. Alright, Mindslaver. So look at the Mindslaver me. Platinum Angel. I actually can't beat an Angel. No, I can. I have the Wanderer. Never mind, I can beat an Angel. I might get Duplicant here. Yes. So I think the Helo's problem just look at my deck and just figure out a sideboard plan. This is a really good mold of 5, by the way. I want to mention how good this mold of 5 was for my opponent. Steel Hellkite. Yeah, it shoots a bunch of 1/1s. Okay, so at the mercy of their deck. I drew a land. It's not bad. They could ever just Pilgrim, fail to search, not search, or search and fail to find. I think like searching and fail to find is pretty good. They can Armadillo Cloak their own Angel. That'd be pretty good. A lot of silly options. They're probably gonna Armadillo Cloak their own Angel. Okay, they got a Pilgrim. So yeah, like I said, you want to like look at my deck and you want to not find anything. So you get to see what's up. Or they can find a nice aura. They can find like an Angelic Destiny and then just put it on the Angel. They can just do that. That'd be really funny. But I already have an aura to put on the Angel, so... Long, hard stare. When you have access to your opponent's deck, you might as well just, like, look at it. Usually in this situation, I have, like, a screen snipper or a snip tool where I just snip their deck. They're getting Angelic Destiny. They're gonna go for the full memes and put the Angelic Destiny on their Angel. If I draw a Wander, though, it's just gonna mean it go away. I would actually prefer the Cloak. It's gonna give them a bunch of life, but they're probably not even worried about life in this. Luckily, the Ooze is indestructible, so they can't really kill it through attacking. Like, I think you just put the cloak on the angel and then attack with the birds. Yeah, so this is a free attack for me. Like, they think they can kill it. I should get a counter, so that's nice. It's a must. This +1 ability is a must, so they kind of have to get it. Ooze also has a lot of text. Okay by me. They took it. They just straight took it. I don't know why, but they just took it. you had an 8. Did they really take? They just take 2? That's just really strength. That's honestly strength. You know what? I don't need this. Cycles this. They have a steel hook kite in play. They got it with the Sanctum of Bugin. Right, I guess they're just gonna attack with the angel, maybe. Razor's last card, so they're kind of out of cards, so my draws are pretty decent at this point. Bold attack. But they do need to end the game at some point. This is combat damage. Okay. I'm gonna cloak this guy. And thanks for their attack. Like, this is a pretty decent attack. Thanks for their attack. I get an extra counter. I mean, this will never have traded anyway, but I'm gonna gain a bunch of life back. They really should have put the Armadillo Cloak on the Angel. I think that was a better play. Because knowing they had a Steel Hook on, they want to kill all my flyers, so they could have just done that. Like, I'm just gonna block Gavany and then increase this thing. I'll take this 8. I don't care. But I really care about Steel Hellkite. Like, not dying to that. Like, my crackbacks are pretty decent at this point. I'll say I play a creature here. Oh, maybe this is Nightly's Avenger for 1,000,000. That's not bad. I mean, at this point, lands don't do anything. They gain life with Glimmer Post. And then they can just, like, filter through their deck now. I think one, like... I don't know if people have updated this list, but, like, one thing that, like, this deck could do... Why didn't they just kill... Why didn't they just kill the birds? I think it's way more a good use of a card. I think they should have just killed my birds. I don't know. I guess they had to do it with 3 and they would have killed their Hellkite. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. But I guess they just get the rest of their lands and pull them out. What was saying with that? I don't think they have enough utility lands. Like, Sanctum Movement's pretty great. Deserts are pretty good at, like, cycling, but... I mean, they just pull the rest of their forests out. And they get the Glimmer Post, which can't do much of life. Other than that, yeah, they don't have a lot of, like, utility lands. Like, creature lands, stuff like that. I had to guess they're just discarding all these forests. All the deserts will just be cycled. 4, 5, 8. Forest. Alright, speaking of lands, I've also drawn another one. Okay, that's also pretty awesome. Okay, so they have all lands in their hands, so... I mean, I can just play another Glimmer Post, gain like 8 life here, so the game will continue. And they can't lose the game, they have Platinum Angel in play. So... They kind of pulled all their lands off the deck, so they're drawing gas. Sure. Sure, they're just drawing all gas. Hasn't played a land yet. Cycle 2. I need to find a Wander. It's my only out at this point. Or I play a Pariah on this. But eventually they'll just kill with the Hellkite. Luckily, as a green Cloudpost deck, they can't counter my Wanderer. So I know it's good at any point when I draw it. I think it's like kind of like I've been thinking a lot about this while I was playing. I can give my thoughts right now. Like I think the Hexproof plan is a way better than the Planeswalker plan. However, the Planeswalkers just give all these like little utility here and there. But they're hard to like cut. I don't know. It's just hard. It's like having sideboard cards in my main deck. I think it's really strong. But like you lose a lot of like the punch of like the hexproof creatures. I don't know. I'm just trying to find that mix of like good stuff. I really liked out of the Planeswalkers. Obviously, Garrick is amazing. I really like the Wanderer in certain spots. Teo has been like the least impressive, but these are not the matchups for Teo. And Ajani's always fine. I think Ajani's just like fine. It's just another Gavany. They're really thinking about this. They haven't played a land drop yet. I don't know if they've actually disconnected, but they're really thinking about it. If they don't have anything to do, I think you just play the Glimmer Post and attack again. Although, I mean, if they get their like they know my deck, so if they get Platinum Angel removed, it's actually gonna be a really bad time. So I can't let this resolve. It's just going to suck. So I have to block one more time, and I just really need to draw a Wanderer at this. Alright, they played a Sanctum, so they must have a creature to play. The duplicate. I'm in really big trouble. Or they could like find a duplicate with whatever creature they have, like a battle sphere. Oh, battle sphere is the worst. So they get a duplicate with the Sanctum, and then they can duplicate my my Predator Ooze here. It's really bad. This Tended Mindbender thing. I mean, they get to see my hand. It's not good. Read 'em and weep. Should have gotten the other guy. All right, Tails not super great. I'm just dead to the Flyers. Yeah, unfortunate. Right, it's mono green Cloud Post. I haven't really thought about how to play this matchup. I like Banish Lights is good against like big removal. Wanderer seems fine. I'm gonna keep that in. Teo again does not seem like the play. I think this Tended Mindbender does target, but I don't think they're gonna keep that in. I'm gonna cut the Teos. Wave is okay. Worship can be okay. I guess Return Natures are kind of also just removal, so maybe I'll just bring these in. Maybe Worship might be good here. I don't know. I don't think this is a matchup for Pride, but I'm gonna keep one in. Same with Cloak. I don't think this is the matchup for that. And maybe just cut the Pilgrim. Just kind of hope to draw them. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like out ramp them, but I do need to get on the board fast, so I'm gonna keep all the mana acceleration in. Maybe I'm just like trimming spells. I can trim like a bond. What does this really kill? Oh, I mean, it kills a lot. Steel Hellkite, Duplicate, Platinum Angel, Meteor Battle Script. It does kill a lot. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how good the Worship Plan will be, but I don't know if the green deck can really kill all my creatures. They don't play a lot of Wraths, so I think it could be good. I like trimming the Johnny, I guess. I guess I have to split the difference, so I don't know. I think that's wrong. I think I want to keep the Mystic in. Maybe I just cut the Pilgrim instead. The R's aren't super impressive in this matchup, I don't think. I mean, the trample one is pretty decent. Armadillo Cloak. Can't really keep one landers. This is a little bit better. I can keep. No creatures, though, so it's a bit awkward. Hopefully I find one. Okay. Razor's so good. When it plays a Cloud Post, it's like so good here. Post, that's okay. I'm playing Early Wanderer for no effect, I guess. So the Wanderer is just here to just nuke the big creatures. That's all it does. One thing I feel I can guarantee out of this list is that there's no haste creatures, so the Wanderer just sticking around is just fine. I don't want to see like a Sylvan Scrying. It would just find them a Cloud Post. But they've already played their land, so it looks like they don't have it. Oh, Worship. I'm gonna start with the Wanderer. Worship is not like I said, the end up build. They do have some one sort of like air quotes removal spell, and that's the Annihilator trigger off of like Artisan and Kozilek. If a game gets really degenerate and I can't kill that for whatever reason, that could actually kill it. But I don't know if they have any real ways of like killing a lot of creatures. I drew another Glimmer Post. This is like an intervention for 2. That's pretty good. It gets double Cloud Post. They already have a bunch of Glimmer Posts in play, so it seems pretty strong. But definitely, if I don't do anything else, I definitely want to get this Worship down. To start like building my defenses up. It's going to be a pretty long game. My opponent's actually already down 6 minutes. They had a lot of thought. They looked at my deck, so they definitely had a lot of thought. You know what? I just really the Teo was really good against Mindslaver. Oh no. I kind of realized that. Okay, that Cloudburst is Sanctum of Ugin. That's interesting. Let me go with the Witch Stalker to start. Just to get an offense on. I don't think they could like disintended mind bend me next turn. Alright, Hour of Promise. Pretty strong here. So they got double Cloud Post. Alright, I'm gonna slam the Worship. If yet to still draw anything good. Well, actually, no, my hand's getting a bit better here and there. But I don't have any lands. Hopefully they don't have like something in their deck like Scour from Existence. I'm not sure if that deck is even, or that card's even legal. It might be. But maybe Witch Stalker plus Worship is good. Let's see. Might be a big intervention. Endbringer. Okay. That just gets exiled by the Wanderer. Not a big deal. Doesn't also trigger the Sanctum of Ugin. Alright, another intervention. Sanctum of Ugin needs a 7-drop to cast it. This is only 6. So they're pulling out their lands. But yeah, this Endrigger needs to die. One thing this deck, like, I mean, I don't think they have any sweepers. I don't know. Alright, so Wanderer gets to eat this Endbringer. I don't know why they actually played it if they... Well, I mean, I guess they have to, like, make me use the thing. Like a Troll Ascetic. Keep crashing in. That's all I can do is just keep crashing. They're refusing to block with a Grazer, so it's fine. We could both end up in a spot where we both can't lose the game with their Platinum Angel versus my Worship. That'd be really funny. Okay, Cycle's a Desert. I'm not sure if you want to be tapping your Cloud Post until you can actually, like, use the mana. Or maybe you might play with the Glimmer Post. The Glimmer Posts are just colorless sources of mana. You can just use that for color, if you have one of this with the cycling. They're really digging for something. They have not drawn particularly well, it seems. Been a really awkward game for my opponent. I've only drawn like a couple lands, but I'm actually pretty decent here. Back with these three guys. No fear. I don't think they could ever really kill this guy. I don't know. Alright. Continually play these random threats. Bunch of random dudes, is me. Couple of random three power dudes just that can't be killed very well. I think okay, so this gets a bunch of Glimmer Posts. That's a bit annoying. I could say I'll just get deserts to like make guys. Alright. But yet they still have nothing to do. I don't know. Hey, Sylvan's crying. Go get some more lands. Why not? Do you have any more lands to get? They got a forest. What a deck. What a deck. Just haven't drawn anything. This is so awkward. Now I'm just drawing all lands. Alright, attack with everyone. If I draw like a Gavny, that'd be pretty great here. Gavny would be one of the best draws. Or a Johnny the Greathearted. Be pretty awesome. They have so much mana and they haven't done a single thing with it. It's actually amazing. That's why I don't like intervention that much. It's another good like Sylvan Scrying, but I don't know if you really need it. Plays birds. Just in case I draw a Gavny, like I mentioned. Also, just a bunch of creatures for worship. Like, a part of me wants to play worship main deck. Like, the troll worship plan is actually pretty strong in some matchups. Oh. Facial contortion. You got it. Facial contortion. You got it. Contortion is pretty good against ooze, I will say. Alright, so next turn is lethal. I definitely have like a bunch of things to kill creatures with. Like the Wanderer and this, so I feel pretty decent. There's no more Glimmer Post to play, so they can't gain any more life. Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing, champ. They've drawn so many lands and cards against lands. Ugh, so funny. Okay. Alright, had our fun there. Let's just keep going. Alright, I like the Elvish Mystic. I'm gonna cut the No, Pilgrim is like, in that spot, like something like Cloak could be pretty good. Maybe I just cut another Flourishing. I don't know. That was just really funny. Oh, I'm just having a great old time. Alright, I'm gonna play the one Teo. I think it's just good to like prevent me from getting mind bended. Or I'm sorry, mind slavered. Maybe I cut an Ooze. They did show that they're playing what's the name? Spatial Contortion, so the Ooze is not as good. I do want the one Teo. I don't think they can really kill it without attacking it. Can't keep this. Mildly better, I will keep. I should get a bit in the Predator Ooze. Like I mentioned before, it's not as strong in this matchup. The face of Spatial Contortion. I like all the other cards in my hand. I have an early threat. Witch Stalker. Plus I have a Gavany. Gavany's actually really big. That's a good start. See, I keep like going against the Planeswalkers, and they keep bringing me back. It's like I'm very partial to them. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with this deck. Yeah, I want to put this Teo down as quickly as I can, so I can protect myself from like Mind Slavered. Slow start from my opponent. Double tap land into just a Glimmer Post. They probably have an intervention. Okay, Fierce Empath's gotta find something, but I don't know what they really can get here right now. They can't cast any of it. Hope it's an artifact creature, then I can kill it with the return. The old art too. Scourge, Steel Hellkite. That dies. Eric's pretty good draw. I kind of want to get the Teo down first. I can do Garrick in the Teo next turn. Alright, early chump. Looks like they have an intervention for one, I would imagine. And they can get like a Cloud Boast. I think interventions are good early. Late game, they're kind of okay. But you can just keep drawing, like I said. My opponent just drew a bunch of Skeleton Shrines and like Hours of Promise, and it just did not do anything. Ooh. Good. It's really play a wall here. See, I like this. I like this setup sometimes. Sometimes like you get setups like this. This is pretty great. Then I have double white thanks to Garrick. I could just Angelic Destiny up this guy. I'll Return to Nature for the next play. If they can play their Seal Hellkite. They've already shown that they have, thanks to the Fierce Empath. Okay. Okay, they get a Grazer. We'll start. They have another Glimmer Post. Amazing. Okay, they have a 7. Oh, 6 for the Hellkite. Um, I'm just gonna Return to Nature guy. Angelic Destiny up my guy. I'm not gonna roll down the Teo anymore. Just in the face of like an Endbringer, I definitely don't want to like get it pinged, as I can't kill any more creatures at this point. Okay, Platinum Angel. So my stuff is gonna die soon. It's just a flyer. It's a 4/4 flyer at this point. But I guess I could like leave back the Witch Stalker to protect my planeswalkers for a bit. Right, Warship. I guess we're gonna play this game. We'll just play this game, I guess. Of who can't kill who. I guess I'll untap 2 lands here, play the Predator Ooze. No one's winning! Who will not win first? Eventually I will draw answers to the Platinum Angel. Neither of us can win. Or neither of us can lose, really. Oh, it's such a funny scenario. I'm gonna hold back the Witch Stalker to protect my stuff, I guess. I think my plan, my slow plan, is eventually just attack a bunch with the Predator Ooze. The Witch Stalker can hold back the Platinum Angel right now. And yeah, I'm just gonna hold up. Just gonna hold up for a while. I can't be Mind Slavered. I can't. I have like these continual threats with the Garrick. My opponent needs to have like a disenchant for the Warship to start. Meanwhile, I'm gonna draw like stuff to kill the Platinum Angel. Hopefully. Okay. Interesting. They're gonna start taking out the Planeswalkers. Interesting scenario. Because they can't really kill my Witch Stalker, so I think the Warship's like the worst thing. I guess they're gonna hit the tail, maybe Mind Saber me? Maybe that's their plan? Alright, they're attacking the Garrick. Huh. Make a bunch of guys, I think. The Garrick's going to die if their intention is to kill the Garrick. Die. Only I had this guy up. Beast. Yeah, if they want to kill the Garrick, I'm giving them free opportunity to do so. Okay. I guess the Garrick is pretty fine at like continually killing, having threats for the Warship. Temple of Plenty. Love the draws. I need to find something for that. Double Warship? Oh. I'm gonna bottom that. Like I say, this is enemy number 1 right now. Just Gavney time at this point. My opponent's also top decking. They only have 1 card in their hand. So it's just like, who can deal with what threat first? Alright, they decided not to block, so I'm gonna put them at -1. So I don't need to do any more damage, unless they draw more Glimmer Posts. Okay, so they're gonna gain a bit more life. Hour of Promise, probably plus a Cloud Post. Just 1 more swing. Oh, they got double Sanctum of Ugin. Any disenchant. They're going for my face. I'm gonna attack them 1 more time just to get them at a really ungainable life. So I mean, I don't think they could really gain enough life with the last Glimmer Post, so they're -20. Alright, now we're just gonna hang out, wait for a removal spell for the Angel, and win the game. Like I said, can't be Mind Slavered, so I think that's a really strong point of this. Well, let's say they can't attack the Teo. They should attack the Teo. I guess they're looking for like another, like they also have Disenchant in their deck, so it's just a matter of time before one of us draws something. They attack with the Oozes, just because they grow bigger. I might need like a big creature for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. This is just a silly game. Someone's crying. They can find the last Glimmer Post. Maybe. Desert of the Intomdal. So they find a card to draw a card. Not bad. I think their best bet is something like an Artisan of Kozilek. This is just another intervention. They need an Artisan to get back to Seal Hellkite so we can start blowing up permanents. That's what they really need. It's so funny how there's like not any utility lands. They're just finding a bunch of forests. They just found a bunch of forests. Like, who cares? Oh, so hilarious. Okay, they're still not going for the Teo. I think the Teo is actually kind of important to kill right now. You can Mindslaver me. The Garrick. Maybe they'll attack the Garrick for some reason. Go up. Seemingly grow my Predator Oozes, because why not? At least they're out of range for like Spatial Contortion. Though it would make big duplicants, so maybe I should stop attacking. There's an Endbringer. I kind of want to kill that. It draws them cards, which is the big thing. It's still going to the face. Loot. It's target. Okay. No point in attacking anymore. The Endbringers might bring the end of this game. They'll definitely eventually find an answer to the Warship. And then the Endbringer will just kill me. Actually, no, I have the Teo. They've still neglected the Teo, so... Yeah, they're gonna draw a bunch of cards. Soon. They should really be drawing cards here. Looking for that last Return to Nature. Before I find one of my threats, Return to Nature, Banishing Light, or the Wanderer. Anyone would do. That's kind of why I want to play Call the Gatewatch. I really wanted the tutor for a Planeswalker. Oh man, I was the first one to find an answer. Unless they have some way of like protecting their Platinum Angel here. Okay, they can draw a card. Maybe they have like a Ranger's Guile, or maybe a misclick here. Alright, we'll click Platinum Angel. Will you lose the game? That doesn't work. I think I still get I still get it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Why did they just? Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. So it ever like blinks in and out. That's so dumb. Okay. If they have another disenchant, then I just die next turn. Oh my god, the game continues. What a clutch play. Okay. That's the last Glimmer Post. They're not getting any more life. Scour from Existence would be the craziest card. Okay, Battle Ball. Yep. Okay, now they can get Artisan of Kozilek and get back to Steel Hellkite, and then try to blow up my Warship. This has been a reasonable plan. I need to draw something now. That's such a clutch play from my opponent. Can I get one more clutch play? Yes. I get one more clutch moment here. Oh my goodness. I wish I had called the Gatewatch in my deck. That's gonna be like Helad's Pilgrim or something like that. Healer's Rhythm? No, I haven't jogged that to my graveyard. I could get the Pariah. Pariah would be pretty decent. If I drew a Pariah, that'd be so funny. Because they can't deal damage to me anymore. Oh, they killed the Teo. Oh, that's right, because they have to, like, target me. I think. I don't know. This doesn't really target. Let me just draw a Disenchant real quick. Pretty sad. They had the Disenchant for my Banishing Light. Okay, that's a reason why O-Ring could be better than Banishing Light. That is really true. I found one reason. God, that could have been an O-Ring. Oh my gosh. If that was an O-Ring, yeah, they just die there. Oh my gosh, I just realized I'm just getting Endbring. I can't really be Endbrung. They have worship. Do I I think I'd still take damage with the Hellkite. See how it works. I should be able to take damage with the Hellkite. They had one. Or is damage reduced? Let's see if it works out. It might. Okay, yeah, it does work. So they ping me and I died. Oh, unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate. Man, if I had an O-Ring over a Banishing Light, that would have been a different match. Shucks. Right, got another match for a Penny Dreadful green-white deck. It's the slowest hand I'll keep. Let's close out this. This is, I mean, win or lose, like, I've had some incredibly interesting far. I've not done very well, which might be a product of the deck building process, but who knows. It's been fun. The deck's been actually pretty interesting. Big Monastery. I'll keep that. I want to play the Garrick on curve, so. Okay, two Mystic Monasteries. I don't know what my opponent's playing. Maybe some Jeskai control deck. I'm gonna start with the Predator Ooze. All my threats are pretty sticky. It probably just gets like instant countered if my opponent's playing control. Alright, neutralize. Yep. Okay. Main phase Omen. What if they play Banishing Light? Either creature is pretty good. I think I like the Predator Ooze a bit more. Being red, they have like red sources of damage. The other card that really like bones me is like something like a Condemn, I guess, or Banishing Light, like I said. Witchstalker also would have been pretty good, but they could play something like Sweltering Suns. That could be pretty bad. They're main phasing something else. Swans. Oh, they're swans. Oh, God. What could be dead? To the skies! To the skies we go. I'm gonna draw 6 cards. To the skies. So this is an interesting matchup. I have a lot of actually reasonable cards in this matchup. Namely Teo and the Wanderer. But I mean, the Wanderer's not as good. They can just like shoot it with the Seismic Assault. So yeah, let's see if they have the Chain of Plasma. Chain of Plasma will let them draw their deck with the Swans, and that would result in them getting Seismic Assault. Okay, so we'll just let the combo play out here. So Chain of Plasma says that deal 3 damage to target, then the permanent's controller can like copy the spell by discarding a card. The trigger happens with Strasbourg Goggle when you don't, it doesn't ever take damage. Instead, you draw cards equal to the damage prevented. So they draw 3 to discard 1. So they're gonna pretty much draw their deck at this point. They're gonna look for Seismic Assault, and then they're gonna shoot me with about 10 lands. Gonna see that happen. Alright, so they've successfully drawn a lot of cards. There's a Seismic Assault. They get a bunch of lands. There they go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Alright, sideboarding. This is an interesting matchup. Worship could be okay. There's a lot of random things I could do. Worship could be okay. Purge is not good. Manipulate's good against like Swans, as it's kind of hard to kill. The Wander is also pretty decent in multiple different ways. Parallax Wave could be okay. I don't think so. Ajani and Garrick are actually pretty slow in this matchup, I have to say. Pariah could be really funny. I could put that on my Predator Ooze, and then I can't really take damage. So the Ooze might be really good. If I could just resolve an Ooze, it could be really good. I think I'm cutting a Destiny here. Like I said, it's a bit slow. Wanderer is pretty good at preventing the damage, so they can just shoot the thing. I like actually Armed Oak Cloak. You can get a bunch of life and get out of like harm's way. Sometimes you just don't have enough lands to kind of shoot you with. So, I don't know. I don't know what else I should bring in. I don't like Return to Nature against Seismic Assault. You just kind of get like they can just respond to it by just doming you. You never get priority correctly. Think about Parallax Wave. I'm not really sure. They only play the Swans, so yeah, maybe we're just cutting the Garricks for just like a Parallax Wave. This could be interesting. Because then they can, if I have it in play, they can never target their guy. Yeah, let's try this. I'm gonna try it. I never cut Garrick before, but you know, down to try. I can keep this. I have a Teo, so helps protect us. I have a lot of like randomly good cards in my hand. But it's a bit slow otherwise. I'm gonna put that on top. Like some lands. It's gonna be such an awkward matchup. They do have a bunch of counter spells and Mana Leak and Neutralize, so. Another Scry here. This one I'm putting on the bottom. Like some more, a little bit more action. Alright, I'm gonna start with the Troll aesthetic. I think getting some play would be pretty nice. suit it up with a cloak, start getting some life. If anything, it's just a bait to get countered so I can play the Teo, which I think is more important. They could have Soltering Suns at this point. That'd be kind of annoying. Um, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. That'd be like a very not fun card to see. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Okay. Like begging. Like don't. All right. Let's go for this. If it resolves, it's really good. I doubt it'll resolve. I think I'm just getting neutralized into oblivion here. Sure. I'm gonna keep 2 mana up for regenerate, just in case of a pyroclasm effect. I definitely don't want to get burned by that. It's my only threat. I need to like end the game sooner than later. Alright, playing Answers to Swans. And I have a sticky threat here in the Troll Ascetic. I'm gonna go for the Teo. Is good enough time to try it. It demands a response, so if this resolves, it's like pretty big. It gives me a lot of wiggle room to do some other things. Fortunate. Like if they slam the Swans here, I get the Banishing Light it pretty easily. They can have like Stern Dismissal though for a bounce spell, but I think this is gonna be pretty strong. We'll go for the attack first. Let me give you some cards. Still upset about that O-ring. I'm definitely changing the O-rings, I guess. Maybe Baker was right. Maybe they are just better. Oh my gosh. Would have won that match. That's one of the few times where I think Banish Light worse than O-ring. O-ring will always take out something. Even if it's removed. Because it suits up with triggers. That's why. Okay. Science is also a really good way of like drawing a bunch of cards with the Swans. But you need like a bunch of lands for that to happen. They could shoot the Mystic. I'd be pretty happy if they did that. So the ooze. My menial threats are slowly getting there. Looks like it's gonna get neutralized. That's totally fine. Maybe we should play the Parallax Wave. Maybe we should just have it in play for a bit to like stall the swans. Alright, they're gonna main phase Omen. I guess they're just trying to find the swans here. But they need lands to start drawing a bunch of cards with the Seismic Assault. I think I'm just gonna like play out the wave. Even though it doesn't have any targets. They played a land. I don't actually agree with that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play the wave this instead of the ooze. Weird, but I think it's correct. They could have a mana leak, and it could. I'd probably be forced to pay it. It's just extra insurance. I don't lose to the swans. It's really their only. I think one thing I don't like about this deck is it's very linear. They could just Seismic Assault me to death, maybe. That's like their alternate win con. Or just Chain of Plasma maybe burn me out. But they really need Swans to kind of like boost the deck. So the Swans does also attack for 4. So it's not like the end of the world. But if you just like simply like Lost Legacy to away Swans, their deck's really hard for them to win. Alright, Syncopate for 4. Same. So they all counters. Draw Gavny, is this lethal? Or any sort of like pump effect here? If they like main face or active fiction. Swans, chain, another fact. Probably do something like this. They definitely need the swans in play, but with the tap land, they won't play it this turn. Right, they took the swans and the light. I don't think I would have played the land there. You want to land and play for the Seismic Assault, or land in your hand rather, Seismic Assault. The Wanderer, okay, that's a pretty reasonable draw. Another sort of like preventive way of like me not dying. But they could just shoot the Wanderer. They might have enough time to do that though. They might have enough lands to kill everything. But they have to commit 3 lands to this and then like 10 lands in my face. Maybe they have enough lands. But they have to draw pretty well with the swans here. If they don't do anything with swans, that's why I would have kept that Swiftwater Cliffs in my hand that triggered the Seismic Assault. I would have actually sacrificed that too. So yeah, let's see. Let's see if they have enough lands in play. Or enough lands to kind of get going. They have to start targeting their guy first. Oh, they have a chain? Okay, well, they just had the chain. So let's see. We'll see what happens here. Let's see if they have enough lands to kind of deal with everything. They need 13, 3 to kill the Wanderer, and the rest to kill me. Just didn't have enough offense, I guess. We'll see. Right. 6 cards left. Spurs. Okay, well, that's fine too. Pretty makes a lot of sense if they had of the drawing their deck. I'm sure they're gonna have a bounce spell answer to that. Yeah, it's pretty trivial from here. They only need like 5 lands. Alright, yeah, no matter what happened. I guess could make a good split no matter what happened there. I guess nothing really mattered. Alright. What's up, guys? Your boy Jimmick here, back with the final thoughts of the green-white mid-range deck. 1 in 4. Not the greatest record. However, that's magic. Sometimes you just run into the magic where it's a bit of an uphill struggle. I think the one matchup I won was actually pretty lucky on my part. I had a really good start, but I think most of the matchups were kind of close. I think the most unclose matchup felt like the Swans deck. Honestly, that was really unclose. The post deck was really close. What's I play? The Sultai Reclamation deck that could have gone either way, but it felt like it was their favor if the game just went long. And I forgot the last match I played. What was the last match I played? In no particular order. What was it? The Tempered Steel match. That also seemed close. I think my opponent just really drew well at the end. But yeah, I think it was close. I learned a lot. I think then the one thing I think I took away from this deck tech was that I think the Troll plan, the Hexproof plan, is a lot better than the Planeswalker plan. I think all these can just be replaced with Worship. So I think, and that's a really old strategy, Troll Worship, as they called it. I think I'm going to explore that a bit more. I think Worship is just really good against a lot of creature decks. And it supplements it against a lot of, like, what I'm trying to beat is, like, cycling and zombies, and I really can't beat this card. I don't know. So there's a lot of different things I can kind of, like, explore at this point. So I think I'm gonna lean more towards the Aura plan. The Planeswalkers are fine. They did their job in certain spots, but I think you could just replace them with certain things. So maybe they might be just holding me back. Like I could definitely see myself playing more creatures. Like I had Fleece Line in like initial list. I kind of want to bring that back. It's a really good late game threat on its own, and it's like another Predator Ooze / Witchstalker. It's just like both. I'd like to bring those back. Maybe like bring in warships. Maybe try to like mix up the searching abilities here. Then that way I could like play like Helios Pilgrims or Bonds of Flourishing, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I didn't really get to play against like zombies or robot cycling, but that's how it goes. That's Magic, especially Penny Dreadful, where the format's just so wide open that you need your deck to be just kind of well rounded to beat like the most random of brews. Which I don't think I really played many random brews. Really, I think all those decks were like kind of reasonably mid tier decks, but that's Penny Dreadful in a nutshell. You never know what you're gonna face. You can plan against like all the top players, but in the end, you have to like slog your way through. So consistency is really the key. So of building like a new deck. So I think that's what I learned today. Also, I also learned that Banishing Light is much worse than O-Ring. Oh my god, I can't believe that. That was funny, but I don't think I'm done with this deck. I think if you see it again, if I'm playing like a tournament or on stream at twitch.tv/J_Mecha, go, please follow that stream. You might see a different version of this deck. I don't think I'm done with it at all in any aspect, but it was fun. You know, like I said, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from losing. You don't want to just like pout and be like, oh my god, I didn't do it. I can't believe it. I gotta throw this in the garbage. No, you gotta pick up and learn to move on. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please follow the YouTube channel, subscribe, follow the Twitch down below. Try to stream Magic every now and then. I am done with my WoW grinding, so like I think more Magic content is on the way. Although AQ40 just came out on WoW, so I might be doing a bit of that on stream. So you get a mix of stuff. It's variety, J-Mecha time, I guess. But definitely less of like a WoW grind, which is really fun. So I get to do more videos. So hopefully I'll be back to like the one deck tech a week video. Maybe we'll do more commentary. People like the commentary. If you like the commentary videos, comment on those videos, because like I wasn't really sure if those were gonna be good, but I get a lot of nice comments about that. It's like, oh, I like and people are interested in the tournament scenes. So it's kind of a little peek into that. Since they don't really like record the tournaments anymore, only just like top 8. So if you like that, let me know in the comments of any of the videos or this video anyways. Or let me know what other kind of content you want to see out this channel for Penny Dreadful. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate all the support. I'll see you guys later.